Hey y'all, so I've been sitting with this color that I mixed up and put a little bit on the walls here for a little while now. I stayed up quite late last night. I was up until like, I don't know, 3:30, 4 in the morning. But the interesting thing about this color is that it looks a little bit green at night with the light off, but then it does look blue. And I was happy with the saturation when I had it on a splotch, but I feel like I am not entirely satisfied. And I still, every once in a while, I still look at that darker green. And even though I don't want the green, I don't want it to be greenier. I do want to try to go with a much bolder, like basically like as bold of a color as I can get away with in this space, not saturation wise, but just like kind of like depth and tone wise that I don't know. We're gonna see, but I feel kind of like I'm losing my mind because I've been trying to figure out what I want to do with this backsplash, because part of the problem that I have is that I don't want to spend, almost $400 for a proper tile cutter right now. And I find that some of the things that I look at in the store that I like are a bit more formal for my space than what I actually want to have in my living space. Now, I thought about doing this backsplash in a washed out like shiplap, but what I was doing this morning when I got up is I was looking online at different like farmhouse kitchen ideas, which I've looked at for a long time. But today I saw something that I had never seen before. And that was a wallpapered backsplash with a cute floral print. And I really liked the way it looked. Like I used to have an old house of mine. Many years ago, I used to have a bathroom that had a clawfoot tub in it. And it had this very dainty, delicate floral pattern on it. And I really liked it. It had just like a little bit of like a soft green leaves, dainty little leaves with a little bit of a lavender, dainty flower print. And it was just such a cute, soothing space. And I just like, I feel like I've lost my mind a little bit because I feel like I want to do this backsplash in a wallpaper. And so the one that I first saw that somebody else had done theirs in, I was like, oh, that's cute. I looked online and it had been like a designer kitchen. So the wallpaper from that same company would have cost me like $500 just for this amount of space. I mean, it was just crazy. I was like, what the heck? $500 for this much worth of wallpaper? I don't think so. It's not going to happen. So anyways, I was looking at just the Home Depot because I do tend to shop with Home Depot, and I saw this and it looks quite a bit different. Like I think it's terrible, but I think this is really cute, and I'm kind of thinking about doing my stair area in this because it's such a small space. I feel like I can get away with something like this, and like I don't know. I feel like I should just do what I want to do. And there's some cute stuff. But so anyways, this is it's a vinyl peel and stick, so you can actually like it says it repositions easily, it leaves no sticky residue on removal. 34.99 a roll, and I might be needing 2 rolls to do it. And so I looked at this and they have a different colorway that is also real nice. Let's see if it's gonna load. Hello. So they have a different colorway that is also more delicate, and it's also quite nice. And I'm really torn on which one I want to go with because I feel like this maybe is maybe longer lasting. Like I won't get tired of it as quick if I ever get tired of it. But I feel like in the wintertime, I know it's silly, but in the wintertime it gets kind of dreary around here. And I just feel like, let's see if I can get it to go again. Sometimes I have issues clicking on these, getting these little things to update. Sorry, it's taking me forever. But I feel like in the wintertime, because I actually, like, I spend a good bit of time in here, even though my kitchen is, like, pretty unusable right now. I usually spend a good bit of time in here. And I feel like in the wintertime, I'll actually, like, really appreciate having these pops of color. And so I'm torn, and I feel like, again, I feel like I've gone a little bit crazy. So anyways, I'm thinking about doing a much, like, basically I'm thinking about today going back for a whole nother gallon of the Kendall Charcoal and making this color quite a bit deeper, because I feel like in this room, because the actual wall square footage that is gonna be like remaining uncovered is not that much, because I'm not going to be doing this deeper. I'm probably, anyways, not going to be doing this deeper color in all this area that has like more square footage of wall space. I'm going to be doing it in this area where it's kind of like, you know, strips of wall here and there. And then of course, you know, this area will probably support the darker color, but if not, I can also lighten it up a little bit for this nook. I'm going to start this nook off with a darker color and see how I like it. But I just like, I want to, even if it takes me some time to get this right, I want to get something that is, I'm really going to like. And I feel like I really, you know, I like, you know, like dainty dresses and like feminine things and stuff, but I don't want my whole kitchen to be frou-frou. I don't really want a frou-frou kitchen. I want it to be kind of like this mesh between, you know, it's not like I'm going to paint my wall straight up like gunmetal, but I guess I'm a bit of a tomboy that likes a little bit of girly stuff too, of course. So I'm gonna just give a nice, really deep, rich color, much deeper than this, like more like a slatier color, I guess, on these walls. And I'm gonna think really hard before I get this version of this wallpaper versus this more neutral one, but I don't know. The winter months get so dreary, I think it might just be worth it. And then this has like some other pops of color. And then I am going to be putting shelves up on here. So the amount of just plain backsplash that is showing, because eventually I want to populate shelves up along here. So we'll see. Instead of putting shelves here, I might even put up a whole nother cabinet that is just an open cabinet that doesn't have doors on it. I might just put an open cabinet up in that space. I haven't really decided yet. So anyways, this is kind of a lengthy process and I'm having some issues clearly. And this isn't the most efficient way to do things. But the thing is that I don't really have like a really good background in this. And, you know, sometimes even the colors that I like in the store and stuff, they just don't come out like in the lighting that I have and stuff the way I'd like it to look. So this color does have its nice sides, and it's better than this really cold blue that I started off with. But just looking at this all throughout nighttime and with the lights off, I can support something bolder here, and I am going to desaturate it a little bit too. So that's just what I'm getting on into. And you know, this is already 9.5 minutes, this video, but you know, I just feel like one day I'm going to be like, I'm just going to appreciate being able to look back and see how my kitchen was and being able to look back at this video and my moment of madness of deciding that I'm going to put floral wallpaper on my backsplash. Because there's some things that I see them and they bring me joy. Like, I got to show you this thing, and I'm a little bit upset, and it's all dusty and stuff. Pardon me, I got my other refrigerator drawer up on top of my fridge because I had some. So this thing, for example, it's like, unfortunately, it had a little spot where the coating cracked, and so it developed a little tiny rust spot. But I don't, oh my goodness, there's somebody living in there. Hello. Is it still alive? It looks alive. Oh, maybe it's dead, desiccated. I don't know. But I don't get a whole lot of frou-frou stuff, but every once in a while I see something that is just maybe a little bit girly and it just makes me smile. So I think I'm gonna go for this with my moment of madness on my crazy floral backsplash. And I think if I have it with a really kind of like deep almost like masculine tone on the walls with the gray counter and then the kind of like, you know, whitish cabinets, like maybe it's gonna work. I also saw some photos of some folks who had their cabinets painted in the really deep Kendall charcoal, and wow, did it look good. So although I want to start by trying these, and I think it might be, since this is oil based, it could be a really terrible situation if I want to switch to this other paint. I'm not really sure. I need to like look into it. But I'm going to try this out on the cabinets eventually. And if for some reason that doesn't quite work out, I might even go the opposite direction and just do these cabinets in like a Kendall charcoal, which I always thought that I wanted like white cabinets. But I saw them, the photos, and I'm like, oh man, the possibilities. So I don't know. We'll see. I want to take records of this period of time because I feel like I'm just going to appreciate having it one day. Anyways, take it easy, y'all. I got to go to the hardware store in a bit to pick up that gallon of Kendall charcoal.